Hey, if you landed on this page, it tells me that you are a high achiever, that you may be struggling with things like being able to juggle your business, family, and your health. Maybe you've started to notice that your body isn't as resilient as it used to be, and it's not giving you the confidence that it used to. And one thing's for sure, you know that your hormones could pretty certainly be improved, and you're not going to settle for just, I'm getting older and all that kind of spiel. Well, I'm glad you're here because you have come to the right place. You're able to see the specific training I recorded for guys just like you. 10 ways to naturally boost your testosterone for guys over 40. Now, I will say, most of the people that come here will watch this and do absolutely nothing with this information. That's why I want to give you an invitation to work with me directly. Here's the deal. If you're interested in getting your body back to the place that it used to be, before everything got so stressful and you felt like the man in the mirror and in the bedroom, I want you to click below and book in to speak with me. I'm going to run through how to move your health forward without having to give up all the foods that you love and smash it at unrealistic levels in the gym that, to be fair, are not needed or even doable with the schedule and commitments that you have. And if it sounds like a plan, we can partner together. There's absolutely no pressure. It's an easygoing conversation to find out more about you, why you're struggling with your health, and quite frankly, just to see if we're fit to work together. Be really interested in hearing more about you and connecting with you. And if it isn't what you're looking for, great, but feel free to watch the training, go ahead and implement these steps anyway. But if you truly wanted to get on top of your health with someone who truly gets it, there's no better place to be. Click the link below and I look forward to chatting with you.
So many guys that I work with complain of symptoms of low energy. They complain low libido. They complain of just not being able to be as resilient stress-wise as they used to be. Maybe their immune system has been hit. Maybe they are being reactive to their kids. Maybe it's that they look in the mirror and their body is not what they recognize from 10, 15, 20 years ago. Things like higher body fat, lower strength, all these things. These are potential signs that you have lower testosterone than optimal. And I'm seeing time and time again, guys go to their doctors and they're getting tested for total testosterone, which is the overall amount of testosterone in your body, not the actual free usable testosterone that we really want to look at. And their numbers are low normal, but the doctors are saying your testosterone numbers are fine. Now, as a result, we're seeing guys go into their 40s, 50s, 60s with lower testosterone than is optimal, than is usable in their bodies. So we need to look further. Now, I've worked with guys all over the world for the last 20 years. And these are 10 steps that I've worked on with so many of these guys to really look at improving their overall health, not just increasing their testosterone, getting their energy up, lowering their body fat, making them sleep through the night, improving their connection with their wife, stopping them being reactive to their kids. Now, these steps, let's go through them. The first one, fix your sleep. If you are not sleeping through the night, if you're not getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep, I don't care if you're one of these people that say, I get by perfectly fine on 4 or 5 hours sleep. Check your bloods, see what is actually going on. How is inflammation? We can very easily get by on being stubborn. That's what us guys do. But when we look at science and we look at the actual testing and look at the bloods, there's a study that shows that if you sleep for 6 hours or less for just 2 weeks, that can lower your testosterone levels by 10 to 15%. Now, that's like after the age of 30, if we're not doing things to implement to actually work on our testosterone levels, your testosterone can lower from like 0.4 to 1.4% every single year. So if you're lowering your testosterone in 2 weeks by 10 or 15%, that is like aging yourself 10 or 15 years in 14 days. We need to get that sleep in there. You need to be having good, deep sleep. You shouldn't be waking up to go to the toilet through the night. And that's another thing. Waking up through the night is common. It's not normal. So we need to make sure that we work on that. Are you waking to go to the toilet, or are you going to the toilet because you're needing to wake up? That's a sign of poor blood glucose management, poor cortisol management, and all other things that are going on. So fix your sleep first. Number 2, cholesterol. We've been brought up in this world. If you're like me, going into your 40s, if you're in your 50s or your 60s, chances are you've been told fat is bad. Now, cholesterol is a precursor to sex hormones, including testosterone and other hormones down the line. So we need to get cholesterol in there. It's the building blocks. Imagine trying to build a powerful mansion, but you haven't even got any bricks. That's what cholesterol is. Now, cholesterol has been demonized because of bad cholesterol. When we look at LDL, low density lipoproteins. Now, what is going to increase bad cholesterol in your body are things like loads of processed junk food, high levels of stress, low sleep, alcohol, smoking, not being very active, and poor gut problems. All these things are going to increase those things going on. So we need to look at that as well. Get cholesterol in there. Get good concentrated levels of cholesterol. Get some red meat in there. Get some eggs in there. Get some butter. Yeah, at little amounts. Don't cut them out completely. Number 3 is resistance training. The amount of guys I speak to that say, I haven't got time to go to the gym. I look at their screen time on their phones and they've got 4, 5, 6 hours a day. Yes, I know some people are working from their phones, but if you truly want to optimize your testosterone levels, we need to be training at least 2, 3 full body sessions a week. Doesn't mean you have to spend hours in the gym. I ask guys when they come to me, they haven't got a personal trainer, because I have some clients that have a personal trainer. They come to me, we need to commit to doing 3 hours in the gym a week. 3 hours. It's all I need from you. 3 1-hour sessions, or even 3 45-minute sessions. But get in there, getting it done, not scrolling through your phone, put in the work, push yourself, get some muscle growing. Why? It helps with your testosterone levels. And it will also help with number 4, reducing your body fat. Not just crash dieting, but the problem is when we have high levels of body fat, our testosterone can get aromatized into a thing called estrogen, which we do need estrogen. We absolutely do need estrogen. Take it from someone that has had rock bottom testosterone at one point in his life, and that as a result, we had no estrogen in my body. I woke up, first off, it was horrible, crying like for the sake of no reason. I didn't know what I was doing. I was then doing every single thing to improve my health, but my body was going backwards. Body fat was actually increasing. But the worst thing was the brain fog. So if you are suffering from brain fog, it might be that you've got such low testosterone, you can't create any estrogen. And as a result, you can't then get your brain to function effectively. The opposite happens when we have high levels of body fat. We then can push too much estrogen in there. That's a problem if we over aromatize. Then that goes into the 5th one, reduce your plastics. These are classes, a lot of plastics are classed as endocrine disruptors. And we may see BPA free, bisphenol A free. That's all good. That's one bisphenol. Bisphenols are an endocrine disruptor, which is going to mix messages, are going to get sent from your hormones and to messaging proteins to say, we need more, we need less, and it's going to get very confusing. Then we have hormone problems as a result. Now, bisphenol A is just one of the bisphenols. There are also like E, AF, S, different other bisphenols out there. Now, when people are labeled them BPA-free, that's great, but we want to then keep other things out there as well. Doing as much as you can to drink out of glasses when you can. Like eat out of glass, like try not to reduce the amount of plastics you're having. Yes, it's going to happen every now and then, but reduce it as much as possible. Number 6 is control your stress reactivity. What we mean by that is if someone cuts you up on a roundabout, no one got hurt. Don't be effing and blinding at them. Breathe. When someone causes you to react, take a breath, take a moment. Do you need to get wound up? I used to be the worst one for this, especially reacting at things that my wife would say. Now it's trying to take a breath. Why she said that? Did I do anything to make her say that? Chances are yes, if I'd forgotten to put something away or I'd left some washing up or forgotten one of the chores or whatever it is. But work on your stress reactivity. Is that working on breathing, meditation, yoga nidra if you're someone that can't do meditation very well because your brain is always switched on? It's a thing called non-sleep deep rest for people that have got their back up. When I say yoga nidra, you lay there. It's super, super powerful. In fact, one person I would recommend is Ali Boothroyd. Her playlists on YouTube, totally free and amazing. Number 7, eat more zinc, eat more magnesium. This is going to prevent some of that over-converting of testosterone to estrogen. It's also going to improve your sleep and help you reduce cortisol levels. So things like oysters, beef, pumpkin seeds, cashews, they're things that are going to help with zinc. And things like dark chocolate and almonds, they're going to help you with magnesium. But overall, look to supplement if you need to. Get a really good quality multivitamin. Something like Optimal Man from Seeking Health is the one that I use regularly. And there's other brands I use as well, Pure Encapsulations for their magnesium, magnesium glycinate, Apex Energetics. But these brands are the top brands out there. Some may be practitioner only. Some are actually only available if you have a practitioner through when you're working with them. So if you want the top brands, and drop me a message, let's chat to see how we can work. And then we can look at getting you them. Number 8, train your legs. Like people literally go to the gym and you're doing guns all the time. You're pushing chest. Look, I get that. I spent the first couple of years doing the bro workouts where it was just chest doing arms all the time, trying to get these t-shirt muscles going, especially on that Friday night pump, right? But when we push our legs, we are going to be working so many other systems in the body. And that's also going to evoke a hormonal response, increase of growth hormone. That's going to help you with better sleep. That's going to help you with growing, with recovering. All these things are going to have a knock-on impact to boost your testosterone. Then number 9, I'm not sorry to say it, cut the alcohol. The amount of times I have guys that come to me and they say, I have to have my drink in the evening. It helps me switch off. If you look at following things like on an Oura Ring, a Garmin, Whoop Band or something like that, you will see that alcohol impacts your ability to get into deep sleep. So you might be knocked out for 8 hours, but you are not getting quality restorative levels of sleep. Studies are showing that we justify the amount of alcohol we take in. One every night, maybe one every other night. You have half a bottle of wine on a Friday night, you finish it on a Saturday, you have a full bottle on a Sunday. A lot of people are actually binge drinking without even realizing it. It's having a knock-on effect on your sleep, which is having a knock-on effect on your hormones. Your body has not been able to detoxify it, and all these other things. There is no safe limit for alcohol. We really should be cutting it out if you're truly serious. Now, do my clients drink? Yes. Do I drink? Well, some of my clients do. I don't drink. I don't like the taste of alcohol. But it is about getting your body to a place where if you want one occasionally, yeah, you might have a beer here and there, but you're not going out getting plastered. You're not going out and just getting your brain numb because you're not dealing with everything else going on in your life. Going back to number 6, controlling the stress reactivity. Number 10 is test. Don't guess. Now, the amount of money that I spent on myself before I started doing blood tests, before I started getting blood tests, getting functional medicine tests like a Dutch test for hormones or a gut map for your gut to see what is actually going on. I wasted so much money, not just money, but time as well. Now, that would have a knock-on effect elsewhere because I'd be pushing and pushing and pushing, getting so frustrated and not getting the results. I always say, as I said, test, don't guess. Don't be thinking something's going to work because someone on Instagram said that, look, this is going to work. Not necessarily. It's not necessarily going to happen like that. Looking at your full blood test, not necessarily what the doctors say. If you've seen a lot of my reels, they're not testing fully. If you're a fan of catchphrase, growing up in the 90s, I loved catchphrase. They used to have Mr. Chips in there with this super catchphrase, and you'd reveal a block, a square every time. A lot of the tests the doctors do are trying to guess the super catchphrase with just one square revealed. It's going to happen occasionally where you get it, but most of the time you're going to need multiple squares, if not the whole thing revealed, to find out what that catchphrase is. That is the same as those blood tests. Doctors doing total testosterone, but not free testosterone, not your LH and FSH, not your DHEA, looking at thyroid and only doing TSH, not free T3, free T4, reverse T3, all these other things going on. Not looking at your red blood cells, your iron, your cholesterol, and everything else that really paints a full picture of where your body is at. So those are the 10 things. Fix your sleep first. Look at your cholesterol. Do some resistance training. Lower your body fat. Reduce your plastics. Control stress reactivity. Eat more zinc and magnesium. Train your legs. Don't be that guy that's, no one lets a good mate skip leg day, right? Cut the alcohol and test. Don't guess. Now, as I said, a lot of people have this information and not implement. If you want to implement, then hit me with the word bloods and we can chat further.